Eclipse season has just started and the world stage is feeling its effects. There are investigations popping off in multiple arenas, and we're going to be looking at two special arenas of investigations that are happening. Number one, the Epstein Files, and number two, the Nancy Guthrie case. But there are other investigations as well that we will do on other videos, including the US election fraud and other such things. So if you like these topics and enjoy looking at them with spirit, go ahead, click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. So thank you for being here today. I just want to say that I appreciate each and every one of you all so much. And you are my supporters. Many of you have just recently subscribed, and I appreciate that. Okay, so the eclipse season is where anything out of alignment, especially starting from the top down, gets shaken out of place if it is not in alignment with the good of humanity or your life purpose or your life alignment. Since we are talking about world events, eclipse seasons tend to affect the world events very dramatically. It is during eclipse season when there are, I don't want to say the word, but attempts against taking a world leader's life. Okay, the A word. Okay, that happened during the last eclipse season. Was it? Well, no, actually, it was July. That was when the astrology went into change as well. But then another attempt, or something happened. Oh, yeah. There was an attempt in July on our U.S. president, and then the actual attempt on a political figure was in the eclipse season, and that was successful. Eclipse season eclipses things out of our life. And the ones with the strongest intention are usually the ones that can produce effects. However, what's changed in the world is that the energies of the universe are shifting to those of the light, and it's supporting people of light. So anything in corruption, anything in darkness, anything mysterious, anything that's nefarious, anything that's dark, the eclipse season helps to expose it. We're going to start talking first about Nancy Guthrie because something happened on the very beginning of eclipse season starting. On January 31st, Nancy Guthrie had a video camera record someone coming to her security camera, and then she went missing. And on February 1st, she was reported missing. What this is doing is going into the worldwide stage. Why is she so important? Let me read this article by trendingpoliticalnews.com. The FBI on Tuesday, which was yesterday, released images of a potential suspect in the feared abduction of Nancy Guthrie. Guthrie is the mother of Today host. So on Today in mainstream media of the United States, the Today Show. Today host Savannah Guthrie. So she was the mother of Savannah Guthrie, who was a host on the Today Show. She went missing on February 1st and is thought to have been abducted. And here's the image of the photos recently released, okay, from the security camera right there. All right. In the black and white still images, a masked individual is seen waking up to Guthrie's front door on her Nest security system. The suspect is wearing gloves and a balaclava. I'm assuming that's the glove. The suspect is also visibly armed in the photos. Law enforcement will now use any evidence they can glean from the images to locate him or her. And there's another image as well. Federal investigators are now sifting through a deep trove of digital data gathered from the Tucson home of Nancy Guthrie and nearby residences as the search enters a critical phase. And this is also another photo. The bombshell comes when the FBI began analyzing information pulled from home security systems, smart devices, and other connected technology in the quiet Catalina foothills, where the 84-year-old woman vanished overnight. Fox News Digital previously reported that a security camera mounted on the exterior of Guthrie's home had been removed from its wall bracket. Even when cameras fail to capture video, investigators can still extract what law enforcement refer to as, quote, unseen data. It's background information logged in by devices that never triggers an alert to the home owner. So it's almost like a system within the system. Home security systems may not notify users when movement appears insignificant, but the technology still records timestamps, motion patterns, and signal interruptions. The cameras facing the Guthrie home right now shows very little activity, but I promise you there's an enormous amount of activity going on the digital side. So lucky for investigators that unseen data has turned a major break in the case. End of the article. Okay. So thank you to my viewers who asked me this question. Can we look at the Guthrie case? Let's ask Spirit, what really happened to 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie on February 1st? And give us a spiritual, energetic, practical perspective of what do we need to know as well. Because some people do have the suspicions that this could be a propped up story to distract from other narratives going on, such as the files or the fraud, things like that. But I'm keeping an open mind. Let's take a look. Spirit, what can you tell us about 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie in her home? What can you tell us? Thank you very much. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Swords. We have investigation okay, I'm just going to say it. Investigation being a lie. We have multiple investigations going on, and one of them is a lie. We have multiple people involved in this story, multiple people, which is interesting because we got two military cards. And one of them is more of a investigative, behind the scenes, calmer military. And the other one is like, this is action and aggression, right? It's also digital as well. But then we have the card of we're not being told the whole truth. And the first words I saw when I saw this were, there's an investigation that is not telling the whole truth. There is, however, a possible capture or a possible subjection of her in this area. This is a secret, but I'm also getting the word safe. Speak to me, Spirit. What else can you tell us? What else can you tell us? We have the lack, the old, the poor card. What really happened on that night on January 31st into February 1st, 2026? Let's take a look. 3, multiple people are involved here. This was not just a one-person party. This is a wish or a desire or a plan of some sort, and then they're creating an illusion. This is the magic card that is considered the illusion or working some magic. So this is confirming again, there was a plan by multiple parties. This is not a one against one. This is not so much of there was a theft here. Okay, but we're not getting the whole story. There was a removing, a capture, a removing away, but it's not a dangerous, like a devil card's not coming up, stabbing in the back. The abduction card is not coming back except for this one, which is a safety or a control card. I am not getting any individual woman at this point. I am getting 3 parties twice, 3 or more parties. This is a partnership of some sort. So keep telling me what happened on that night. We might have to go before. We might have to go. The Lover's card, a choice, the Emperor's card, and the King of Wands. Okay, we're getting a masculine energy now. I don't know if there was a husband, a boyfriend, a father, or any kind of partner. I am getting a partner, a man partner that might be involved in this. Spirit, can we go back a week before and tap into any energies? Because that's where we get the information, not what happened on that day. What happened before? What is the discussions? What have people been planning and talking about before this day? Queen of Pentacles, we finally get a woman in here. Okay, we finally get an individual. We have a protection mode. And then a King of Cups. Is this a domestic dispute? Or is this a huge... There's a man involved. Balance, someone taking care of you, heavy. This could be elder abuse and from a potential family. I am not getting that this story is fake. What I am getting is that the investigation is not telling us the whole truth. And I don't know if this Nancy was seeing a partner, if there was somebody nefarious that was very controlling and came and took her away. This is definitely a multi-party plan. This is definitely a man and a woman energy. And I'm getting some heavy energies of control, manipulation of some sort, and might have even convinced her to leave. There's more to the story, though. But if I was doing an investigation for the police, I would say there's a man involved. He had something to do with this. I'm not getting his energy as nefarious yet, but I have not yet looked. So if I was telling somebody, I would be like, there is multiple parties. This was a situation of possible elder abuse, and there was definitely a male party involved. And I am not getting that it is a random trader. This is someone she knew. Again, Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is a woman who makes her own decisions. It's a woman who is like the queen of her little reality. So speak to me, Spirit. Give me more of what's going on with Nancy Guthrie. Traveling, moving away for a negative reason. She left, blocked, unable, captured. Okay. And then here is the secret. All right. So now we're getting into, whenever I pull cards, I always tend to get the background story from the cards. And oftentimes it won't still talk to me until I actually get the story from the cards. So what I'm getting here is that as a woman, this is what she is experiencing right now. This is her energy right now. Okay. She didn't see something coming. There was something she was oblivious in. She was moved away against her will. And this is the card. She feels that she was captured. Again, we have two cards of blindfolded. She was moved against her will. And then she is in a secret place. She is in a calm, quiet, secret place. However, there could be some negotiations going on right now to redo this situation. And I think the police is not telling you that they have their suspect on a possible boyfriend or possible partner or someone she met. And I hear the words like playing bingo or playing chess. I just hear the words playing a game, playing chess. Maybe someone whose mind was a little bit lost. Okay, tell me about the intruder and the data. Tell me about this data that the FBI has released. Tell me about that image of that intruder. Energy, a lot of attention. Surrender. They're no longer interested in it. They've given it a lot of attention. They have gotten everything they can from it. They have kind of let it go, and they're looking into deeper, more secretive. This isn't the technology card as much as it's the card of the deals, the operations, the money, who you're connected to, the inner workings of her life. So they've released the photos because they no longer need those photos. They're going on to another level in the Nancy Guthrie case. Okay, so tell me right now, and I need to clear this up because these are very important cards. I want to ask Spirit now, is this an authentic case or is this a distraction? Tell me more. Like, is she truly hidden or is this planned and arranged? And then I want to pull up into Savannah. Okay. I do feel that the woman feels like she was taken from her home. Taken, secretly taken. Okay. The card again of captured. The choice was given. And then the Sun card. Okay. So what's hard when you pull on world events is that you can tap into the illusion of what everyone suspects. And then you also have the layer of what really happened. So I have to be very careful here to find the right words because it's hard sometimes to ask a question than to go into the receiving mode of clairvoyance. So I have to do this gently and cautiously so that I don't just tap into the narrative that's going out. The photos released, that's done, that's over. The FBI would not have released those if they weren't done with them. And that came in very clear here. They're going a layer deeper. It appears like she is hiding again in a secret place. I don't know if she knows where she is, but I am getting the card of giving a choice. And then the card of she is being taken care of. All right. So she might be under an illusion. She might be a little bit like, oh, this is for my best and highest good. I'm supposed to be here, but she feels like she's removed from the situation, right? It's some sort of elder abuse going on. Spirit, what can you tell me about? Okay, tell me that. The Lover's card. Okay, now we hear expansion and plans. And this could be a political move as well. The Lovers can be political. And then moving something away, right? So there could be a plan to milk this. Some stress card in the... interesting. We have the Judgment card and the Stress card. So a desire to... Yeah, that's interesting. Give me more clarity, Spirit. What is the agenda of this story? Is it authentically happening, or is there an agenda being milked, or was it created? Was it literally a scenario that is created? Okay, the betrayal card is telling me there really is heartbreak and betrayal and feelings of theft, the feelings of confusion. We have the card at a distance, and when I see this, it's like the distance, and then the card of confusion, manipulation, and I hear the words something like a supplement or a supplication. It's an S word coming in that is not so much of a media organization or anything like that, but it is, I think it's being sucked. I think this story is being sucked by dark energy. Does that make sense? I think dark energy is just feeding off of the story, which is why a lot of spiritual people are saying something seems off. I don't think that this is just an ordinary kidnapping because it entered the world stage and the world media. Dark energy is drinking off of the story. Okay. The daughter. Spirit wants to talk about Savannah. Is Savannah truly... what's her energy like? What's her energy? What's she going through? Anything that we need to know about her as a person involved here. Okay, family. Confirmed it is family. We have the Death card, a transition, and then the Page of Wands. Looking for new ideas, new ways, new opportunities, research. She's doing her own research on this. She is afraid her mother is possibly passed away. The Death card coming in. Families coming in. Okay. Surrender card. Again, the passing away, the 10. Tell me more about Savannah. So she's just really has a lot of family around her right now. Support. but she's doing some of her own research, her own investigation. Tell me more about Savannah Guthrie. Anything we need to know? Conflict, protection, corruption. So, yeah, she's not happy right now. There's definitely the energy of she's fighting with someone who might very well be, or not someone, but her energy right now is very defensive. She truly believes that her mom was kidnapped. She truly believes that her mom needs to be rescued. She truly, truly believes that this is a card of self-protection, but then also fighting and then corruption. So it's almost the side of fear that she's dead. Okay. Definitely the energy of, I'm not getting she's faking anything. I'm not getting Savannah is, I get she's very defensive. She is very upset, but I am not getting that she is actually faking anything at all. Yeah, independence, her own independent investigation. She might be fighting with some of the investigators, the conflict, the war. She's definitely trying to shift things on her own terms, being part of the news media. However, I think that there's a lot of conflict she's just going through a lot right now. I am not getting the card of she's faking it, she's being dumb. There's nothing there about Savannah that is suspecting that she's did this on purpose, like some of the conspiracy theories are saying, or that this is part of the mainstream media. What I do feel is happening is that it's being loosed on by darkness, because when the energies of light start rising, the food source for darkness is grief, pain, sorrow, stress, media stories of shock. And so if we have good things arising and humanity's energy is rising, I do feel that there is the darkness will be focusing and loosing and drinking up that type of stress, especially in the digital scale and the mainstream media scale. Anything else you want to say about Nancy Guthrie? Will she be okay? Will she be? She's something about she's being taken care of here, okay? This is the card of rescue, the card of being taken care of, a big brother taking care of his big sister energy. She's definitely in a secret place with some sort of other people. She could be drugged. Is this a ransom situation? Will she be rescued? Tell us, is there money coming in or not? There could be an offer, but I'm not getting it. The World card and the Star card. I asked the question is, will she be okay? Confirm. We got the World card, and the World card is the energy of moving on. Tell me more. Will Nancy Guthrie be okay? Okay, the offer card, the card of 7 of wands. So we have 4 of cups. Okay, so this is like temporarily, and then we have, possibly a rescue, but then we have the Devil card. So the Devil card is like, no, she's okay right now, but this is going to really affect her emotionally and her health. There could even be a possibility that the timelines are really, really wonky right now. King of Cups, that masculine energy causing conflict, and then the War card causing conflict. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. Some of this was confusing, and the reason why it's confusing because there's a lot in the media world right now concerning it, and I can literally feel like I've got to try to get through myriads of energetic information about this. Everybody has a thought about it, and to get to the truth is really hard when the whole world is spouting out information, because it creates an energetic matrix to get to the truth. So I am not getting clarity, to be honest, on how this is going to turn out. But what I do have is that I do feel that Nancy Guthrie really is in a difficult situation. She might be being taken care of, but I don't think that she is that happy. They're working for a strategy. They're looking for things. And then we have the mother card. Yeah, I am not getting a lot more information than that. I'm literally pulling cards and nothing's coming through. So I'm going to leave it there. We might be able to look at this later. But we just send her so much love, so much joy, so much peace. And we pray that everything would go according to what's right. And we just want to block off this dark louche that's just literally feeding on this information, keeping it alive. But I would definitely look at her contacts and look at the people, because the most clarity I got was when I went a week before. And I saw this male chess player, or this board game player, someone she does a game with. And I think it might be like his son or his nephew or someone related. And if it's not a game, it could be someone further back that she's been in contact with. It might be somebody. And definitely related to possible drugs. And that arm sleeve, that is one thing that let's kind of tap into the energy of why that the intruder has an arm sleeve. Let me show it to you again. The arm sleeve is, hang on, these things have so many ads. The arm sleeve is right there, right? Okay, so there's like an arm sleeve here. So let's see if we can get details on what that arm sleeve is. There's definitely something the investigators are not telling us. That was the first thing Spirit said. The second thing is there's some sort of masculine energy involved. Technology, thank you. King of Wands, the man that did it. Knight of Pentacles. I hear the words armor, family, someone who knew her, somebody who was connected to somebody who knew her, family of a family of a family. Somebody I don't know. And then that was the taking away, or the movement capturing. I can't make this up. She really was taken. But I think they did it in a way, we have the drug card as well. They did it in a way like they might have told her, oh, we're here for this and this. And they're like, oh, you know my friend, I think they knew her. I think she knew them. But then they ended up drugging her and were able to remove her. So I don't get a whole lot of stress from her in the moment, according to these cards. But I am getting a gentle drugging. This is the card of drugs and an offer, a cup. Drink this, Grandma, or drink this, Mrs. Guthrie. This is, it's something that was a subtle, and it has a backstory. This was a tower moment. Was this a young person, an older person? The Justice card, the Lover's card again, and then the Queen of Pentacles. It appears that it's somebody she knew, at least in the past, on a romantic scale. Okay. And someone who might want something from her legally. Okay, something they want from her. They might be convincing her to do something different, to do something. And yeah, this was not a random event. This is not I don't know you. She knew the person. Okay, so we just send her so much love. We send her support, joy, happiness, that she would be delivered. All right. Ooh, we need to clear that energy. I do feel that she is still alive. So the timelines can shift. I do feel. Okay. But yeah, We just give her soul peace. That's all we can say. All right. All right. So let's go ahead now to the eclipse. The eclipse is producing a massive energy of investigations all across the world. And I kept hearing this morning the words, for such a time as this. For such a time as this was a phrase used in the Bible for Queen Esther when she went to go deliver people out of bondage. She had the people, she was part of the Hebrews at the time, and they were in bondage to, was it Babylon? No, it was Persia. And there was an evil plot by someone to destroy the Hebrews that were living in that land. She found out about it. She had been taken as a queen by the Persian king, and she dared to break protocol and go up to her king and say, this plot has been found out, rescue my people. And she said, if I perish, I perish. And her uncle, who was the person who raised her and trained her, said, what if you came to this kingdom as a queen for such a time as this? Okay? For such a time as this. Now, there's a lot of speculation about the e-files, and I have laughed to myself because 2025 would not let them be released. The e-files were locked in some sort of energetic holding pattern, and then all of a sudden 2026 hits, and then the energies of the eclipse come in, and Uranus leaves, Neptune goes into a sign, another 16-year sign, okay, transition. Saturn leaves the signs. Major astrology shifts. And what this is, and Pluto goes into Aquarius, and all of a sudden, boom, investigations pop up all over the world. I mean, we won't even talk about the Georgia fraud that has just literally proven that the U.S. president, who is indicted for criticizing the state of Georgia in fraud, he is now almost completely exonerated by the FBI and the Department of Justice. It's being shown that everything that they accused him of, the Russia hoax, is coming out as being really a hoax. There's a lot of investigations popping off on the world stage. And Prince William and Kate Middleton I don't have the statement, but they did say the words. They have been deeply concerned by the revelations in the latest release of files related to Jeffrey Epstein. And so we know that Prince Andrew has recently stepped down and been removed of his titles because of what was allegedly there. We also know that there's more being released. And many people are speculating about Ms. Bondi, who's in charge of the DOJ in the United States, and saying she's got to be corrupt. She's got to be corrupt. But I'm not saying people aren't, okay? I'm not saying that I have an opinion on her. But what I do have an opinion on, because I feel it in my soul, and I've felt it for the last 6 months. So eclipse seasons go from 6 months to 6 months, right? This is like the energy of what happens in one eclipse season, draws out for 6 months, and then the next eclipse season clinches it and just wraps it up in a beautiful bow and sends it on its way because it's not in alignment for humanity. So this is the beautiful energy that's happening in this world. My hair's all out of place. It's funny because I have huge static electricity the moment I started talking about investigations. So I apologize. The eclipse season literally was dragged on in the last eclipse season was September and October. The e-files are supposed to come out. Everything dragged. And then all of a sudden, this eclipse season happens and suddenly things are being released. It is my proposal to you all that there is something very destiny-oriented concerning the e-files. And I don't feel it is just in the hands of someone who wants to sit in a government seat and say, we're going to do this. It is something destiny-oriented. There's something that has been sealed, almost like in the book of Revelation where they had the seals, and when you unlock the seal, the whole world knows what's happening. Almost like this is a destiny. And it's almost like it needed the energy of the stars to be aligned, to borrow the phrase. The stars have aligned. and things are coming out all across the world stage. People are beginning to worry about investigations. They're having closed meetings. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton and his wife Hillary are being called into a question for their accounts or their activity in the relation to Epstein. There are people everywhere that are going to start popping off and be related to the E-Files. People are resigning. There's now investigations with the World Health Organization with one of their previous executives because of his connection to Mr. E. So nobody's safe. Nobody's safe unless you are in alignment with your soul. And I just feel the time is now. I keep hearing the words for such a time as this. So let's take a look here and see what exactly is going to happen in the UK concerning the release of the E-Files based on the energy of the eclipse season that we're going in. The eclipse season is where like the moon will pass in front of the sun and it will darken. It's only visible from Antarctica. That means the energies will be strongest in Antarctica. So if there are nefarious forces, and this is just coming to me right now, the energy will affect Antarctica more than anything else. So if there are nefarious forces in Antarctica, the eclipse season might expose secrets of Antarctica or people that are connected to Antarctica, people living in Antarctica, people who have escaped to Antarctica but are still considered living here in the US. Their name might be exposed, okay? So Antarctica is going to be a focus, or people who are currently in Antarctica. All right, that's an interesting. Now, how is this going to affect the E-Files? How are the E-Files going to affect the UK? What's changing? I have heard they are on the brink of political collapse. People are calling. The Scottish Prime Minister just called for the removal of Keir Starmer due to connections in the E-Files and possible corruption. So what's going to be happening in Britain? Let's just look at Britain and just the royal family and the political structure in England right now. Okay, we have the card of Seven of Air. I hear the word scrambling, strategizing, confusion. There's a lot of strategy being put in place, a lot of policies. Tell me what's happening. Okay, we have the structure again and people getting ready to flee. The political arena, people are getting ready to flee or resign. The structure, this is the political arena. Tell me more about England and Britain. And then we're going to go to the US. Yes, I do think Spirit wants to talk about Congress. Five of Air, a lot of verbal heated conflict. I hear the words exposure. People are going to possibly be suspended. Temporary pause and hold while the messenger of air investigation, this is the military or proper intelligence agencies, are investigating. Don't leave the country. I hear the words don't leave the country. You're being investigated. I'm also very concerned about this Five of Air. The Five of Air is definitely the card of a war. And it's the card of, a pause during an intelligence investigation. We have the Empress card, which is the motherland, and we have the Cabal, pure and simple. So it's like the sovereign part of England that's trying to become more nationalized, the White Hats, and the Cabal are really going head to head right now in England. And I deliberately saying England and not the UK because for some reason this is between the royal family, but not the royal, the political syndicate and the White Hats. This is going to be, I hear the words, the Armageddon for Britain. This is going to be a standoff, head to head standoff. These E-Files are causing good and bad to face off in England. This is pretty politically intense. And there's more to this than we realize. This is not just on the media stage, people arguing with each other. Where you were in the E-Files, you were over here. Just no, this is not accusations. This is real headbutting between the white hats and the dark elite in England. It does involve the royal family, but it's more the political side. The Keir Starmer energy is coming in. The royal family is just the catalyst. I really get an energy of things have kind of like calmed down. Like their time was before. Now it's just going to be the revelation of things in the royal family that's going to trigger the political headbutting in England, in Britain. Okay. This will be good for the country. It will help them rise because we do have the energies of the universe and God assisting the country and assisting, and I hear the words, getting in the middle of it. Light will be inserting itself into the middle of the trauma that the UK is going to go through because of the E-Files. Okay, Kate Middleton and Prince William have said that they are deeply concerned over the revelations of the E-Files. Let's pull on their energy and see what they're doing, feeling. Are they under investigation? Are they just watching the show? Let's take a look. Prince William and Kate Middleton. I need to shuffle this. What are they deeply concerned about? What are they going through? What's their energy right now? Thank you. Page of water, 9 of air. They're faking their stress. Oh. Okay, this was the quotes was in that. They are deeply concerned. Okay, let me get more clarity. 3 of earth, they've already been in contact. They already knew what was in those E-Files. They are faking, putting on a facade, their stress. It was just a comment for the media. Okay, let's continue. This is their family. They already knew about their family. They knew about the political arena, the confusion, the chaos, the mess. They know it is going to get a little bit more messy. Okay. Are they involved in any of this, or will they just simply be watching? All right, High Priestess, the secrets of I hear the words, that's why we removed ourselves. I think they traveled somewhere, or they lived somewhere else. Anyway, the secrets. Will they be involved, or will they be separate from this drama? 2 of water, okay? They will be involved in some connection. And then we have the temptation card, the devil card in tarot, and the card of a desire, a wish fulfillment. They ratted on their family. They're ones that actually turned over some information to the white hats. They have been working, partnering, and I hear the words making a connection because of the corruption, and then it was a desire or a plan. So interesting that those cards would really mean sometimes, like if the first 2 cards would mean they were connected to it, but then a card of wish fulfillment or a desire, a plan. So I want to confirm, are they indeed nefarious themselves? But the first okay, let's just get this right here. Okay, we have the Ace of Air, the timeline shift, and the Ace of Water. They switched. They switched. They have switched. I do not get negative cards with their energy, but they were aware of what was going on, and if not had been involved in the midst of the dealings. Okay, so it's not like they don't know, and it doesn't know that they haven't ever been in a ritual, or doesn't ever know that they as children or people weren't ever involved in this. What I'm getting is they turned direction. This is the card of turning and moving forward. The 2 aces is brand new beginnings. One of them verbal commitments and the other one an emotional commitment. So what I'm getting here again, this is confirming the energy of the cards, is they ratted on their family. That's why the original message was they're faking their concern. Oh no, is it true? The revelations, they already knew. They already knew. Okay, so let's go now into the United States. Oh, okay. Marie says a lot of people really want Starmer out. Marie says, I saw a video about Sarah Ferguson being friends with Mr. E. A lot of revelations rocking this world. You can no longer hide. Head to head, white hat and cabal. It's coming to Britain. It's happening right now. Let's switch to the energy of the United States and we'll finish here. With this eclipse season, again, I'm doing these readings because of the eclipse season, because it's going to be heightened here. With this eclipse season, how is the United States going to be affected because of this e-file release? Seven of Fire in elevation, Queen of Earth. This is either a person or the financial system. Four of Fire, the nefarious underground crime syndicates there. To me, that's my underground card. Page of Earth, little children. Two of Earth, a choice. How are the revelation of the e-files going to affect America? Any changes during this eclipse season? The Earth card, the Empress, community, society, civilization, 10 of Earth. So the energy is very positive when it comes to the spiritual perspective of what this is doing for America. It's literally saying, oh, America, you're finally going to start uniting. Oh, America, people, citizens, you're finally going to be united in wanting children safe. The feminine energy of the land is going to start rising up. The true feminine in all of us, right? This is the energy of the Empress card and the Queen of Earth. I am not getting, and then we're getting the civilization card, the love card, and the 10 of Earth card, again, a society card. So what's happening is people are going to be making a choice, and they're going to be making choices for the better all across the nation. And we may not see it. If you're just watching the mainstream media, there's two different worlds. There's the mainstream digital media world, and then there's the world of people's emotions, choices, and focus, right? And so people, especially those of us of light who are like on our phones seeing all the corruption going around, we're like, oh, okay, but the energies of the collective, when they finally see it, it's an energy of a choice for them. The eclipse is really a choice. I'm not getting any massive shakeups, any massive turmoil, any massive, attempts on people's lives. What I'm getting here is humanity is really going to be focusing on redeeming our society for the good of the world. Our energy is going to be focused on saving the little ones. The World card. Massive worldwide changes. Okay, now we're getting the Tower card and the Capture card. There is going to be an element of people being arrested, people being captured, people being indicted, people being investigated. There will be the shock when it comes to the people who have been arrested. However, this is very tricky, so follow me, okay? They're all dead. This eclipse season is bringing to humanity the shock of people being arrested, indicted, investigated, right? The card of being controlled. But this is the card of having passed away. And I'm doing this based on original tarot, how I learned it from a teacher. When the World card comes up, it actually means they're passed. It's actually the card of death more so than even the death card. So there are going to be craziness in the investigation side of things. But from a spiritual perspective looking down, they're gone. It's just like resolution, but it's going to shock a lot of the world. And what it is this shock, this tower moment, this lightning bolt of people being people resigning, or people being investigated, people being indicted, people being tried, people being arrested. That shock is going to allow humanity to rise higher and to continue making positive choices. More and more people will choose to awaken, to grow, to ascend, to be better. And it's going to be good for humanity. But if you just watch the news, it's going to look horrible. Have they been replaced by actors? Good question. Because we have the card of most of these people are not even here. That is definitely one message. Those real people are not here. So tell us about the actors. Are there or their facade, right? 8 of water, they've left. 5 of water is the card of grief and fear. And then the Hermit card, which is the organization of a white hat. So this is a wise one. The Hermit card is, the wise one, the ones who know the full story. The Hermit's the one he's in the cave and he knows the truth. This is the keys to the truth, the door with the keys. They have the keys to the truth. And I'm getting is some of them are gone, but then there is some grief of how to remove them. Oh, I think that was referring to William and Kate. Okay, thank you. Yes. I'm not going to pull on William, Kate. I think what's happening is, okay, so let me do this about, I totally lost my train of thought. I apologize. It happens when I switch from receiving to producing. Okay, this question was, are the bad actors, are the people being investigated, are they actors? That was my original question. Everyone that gets investigated, whether it's in the UK or in the US. So we have 2 of water, which is a partnership, and the 7 of air, which is confusion. So this is a possibility that they are being controlled, right? They're definitely being controlled on the world stage. Okay, for something secret and then something leaving. So this is definitely something about, some of them are dead and some of them are just being under house arrest or being controlled. The lower level ones are being controlled. U.S. Marshals, they're having told not to leave the country. There's definitely an actor. I did not get any actor cards, but I am getting this level of investigation for some of the white hats where they're trying to figure out how to move people that are already dead and to move them off the scene. Like, okay, we're done now. Like, how do we do that? Are Kate and William actors? And then we're going to go into Congress. Are Prince William and Kate Middleton, are they actors or are they authentic? We have 4 of earth. We have Queen of Earth, which would be human, and then 4 of air. So I am not getting that they are fake, but what I am getting is they are being closely watched. And they definitely have secret meetings, secret dealings. And I am getting this card, Queen of Earth, which is DNA human. So I do believe that they are real. But they do have some element of having handlers or having people that they are in contact with, and they need to be closely watched because of their past knowledge of things that happened. Protection. They might be under witness protection of some sort, or a type of U.S. Marshal protection. Okay, Congress. How will Congress be affected during this eclipse season because of the E-Files? All right. We have 10 of air and ending. And they're going to try to impeach the president. 2 of fire. Queen of water, a new system. Cleaning house. No, I don't think. No. They're not going to try to impeach him. Of course, they always are. Some of them always are. It's like the reverse. There is going to be the leader of the United States getting rid of them. So it's role reversal. There's going to be a system that comes in place. It's funny because I already saw it yesterday where somebody was just charged with insider trading. I'm not sure if it was a congressman. Cleaning a house, transformation, a brand new death and rebirth to Congress because of this eclipse season. Now, I want to bring out to your memory that the eclipse season starts it triggers deep those things that are out of alignment, and then the energy keeps trickling for the next 6 months until this year. It's going to be August and September. So it's going to produce a trickle. There is already a strategy in place by the current administration to clean out Congress. What is this strategy? The Empress card. This could be really at new energy coming to the Republic. This is definitely the motherland. And then a 3 of air. The 3 of air is the backstab, the betrayal. It's time to take you out. So something's going to spark. This could be new rules of a republic. This could be a new financial system, a type of system that's coming in. And a lot of people are either going to resign or be investigated. It's going to trigger, I'm definitely seeing a 6-month trigger, a 6-month interaction here. Cleaning house. Fire, air, 5 of air, war, conflict, justice, arrests, messenger of air, investigations. Congress, the U.S. Congress is in trouble. And what I see here is triggering during this eclipse season from now to the end of March. It's going to start something deep within Congress that's going to trickle for the next 6 months. And this is going to be a trickle of investigations, people resigning, people being put under house arrest, people being indicted, charged, people, I already said resigning, they're leaving. This is a system of justice that's going to sweep through, and it involves a system because of, number one, we're under a different republic or we're under a different system. And this system is literally the system whereby they did investigations. So I'm getting something related to Doge, but not quite Doge. It's just something similar. And it's being triggered and activated. But I'm not seeing the switch being turned because somebody decides to turn it. I see it's being turned because of the E-files. It's like the switch. It's time to go for such a time as this. 2026 is the year of cleaning house. 2026 is the year of exposure coming to the mainstream media, of what you did is coming to the media. All the other years, 2023, 2024, 2025, it came up, but it came up in the alternative media. This is where the people will see it. But the good news is most of these investigations, most of this information has already been discovered and it's just playing out. So I'm hoping the energies are not going to be as intense in 2026 as if they were doing the exact tug and what is that called? Pull and tug of war. But there is an element of arrests, military, investigations, FBI, DOJ, and justice for 2026. Okay. Oh my goodness, we've been going for 1 hour. It's 3:00 exactly. Thank you everyone for joining me here today. If you are interested in supporting this channel, you can do it through donations, through booking a private reading, or for looking at my membership and booking that with me if you're interested in a Manifest Your Life Purpose and Your Destiny mentorship. Go ahead and check out my website, violetflame.net. And it is currently being worked on, and I'm loving it so much. So go explore it. You can go to the one readings. I put the exact link, the one to the readings, in the description box below. And so I welcome you all to book a reading with me if you are interested. We can look at your future, predictions for you and your future self coming up, or just anything Spirit wants to tell you. What do your guides and your angels wish to say if they could speak to you right now? I wish you the best. I want to let you know that anything that happens during this eclipse season for you is fated. Okay? If someone comes to you and breaks off a relationship, if somebody says, I can't do this anymore, if you say, you know what? I don't know how, but I've got to do this. I can't do this. This is changing. This is changing. It's fated, meaning everything out of alignment will get shaken up and might even be moved out of the way. You will be clearing space to bringing better things in. So the quicker something leaves your life, that means you have more space for something to come in, whether it's physically, emotionally, relationshiply, career-wise, anything in that area. If something leaves during an eclipse season, it's meant to be, it's meant to go, and it's making space for something else. And I just recently had one person disappear out of my life a little bit, and immediately within 1 week, someone else popped in who is a little bit much more grounded and much better. And so I have already been seeing how if you don't resist what happens, don't fight it, just be like, okay, let me observe it. The eclipse season is very magical for you. So I wish you all the best. Enjoy it. I will see you next Sunday at 12:30 p.m. And yeah, we'll see what Spirit has to say. If you have not caught my latest video, and it includes the listening for current events, current predictions for you. I did 3 or 4 readings for you, the collective people. What does Spirit have to say about you and your future? Go ahead and check that out. You can look at the timestamps if you want to go directly to that part of the video where it says predictions for you and your current situation, or something of that sort. But it will be more personal to you, and just pick what resonates, leave what doesn't. I will also try to do it this coming Sunday. I'm feeling that a lot of people enjoy getting a personal message for them. The only thing that you have to do is listen to your heart and interpret what's for you and leave the rest. Until next time, you all, have a wonderful week. Stay warm, stay dry, and together in light, we